Hey guys, welcome to my PTE class. So today we'll be talking about a speaking section and I'll be talking about read aloud. In PT examination, the first section is a speaking section and then comes the writing and reading, and you'll have a 10 minutes optional break after the reading section. And then the last section is listening section. So in speaking, the first section is read aloud. What happens in read aloud is that you'll be given a sentence just like that. You'll be given a small passage. It might have one sentence or two sentence, and you have to read that sentence aloud. Simple. There's a sentence given there, you just have to read it. But there are a few things that you need to consider to get a good score in read aloud. In read aloud, the marking criteria is divided into three sections. First, pronunciation, content, and fluency. You have 5 points for pronunciation, 5 points for content, and 5 points for fluency. If you say some word, I mean, like the word that you say, if that word exists in English dictionary, then you'll get 5 points for pronunciation. You'll get full points for pronunciation. If you say the word that are given there in the screen, if you say those words correctly, you'll get points per content. See, there's the difference between pronunciation and content. If you say the word that are given there, you will get points per content. If whatever you say it correctly with correct pronunciation, and that word, whatever you say, exists in English dictionary, you will get point for pronunciation. And for fluency, if you are fluent with no pause, with no ups and downs tone, of ups and downs in your tone, with a flat and down tone, then you'll get good point for fluency. You don't have to speak very fast to get a good point for fluency. You don't have to speak very fast. So there are a few tricks that you can apply to get good points in fluency. But there are a few things that you need to consider to get a good score in fluency. The thing is that to get a good score in fluency, there are three things that you need to consider. First thing is pause or gap. The second thing is tone. And the third thing is being loud and clear. First thing, gap. Let's talk about gap. What happens in read aloud is that after you start, after the computer will show you the sentence, I mean the passage, the small passage, then you will have 40 seconds to read the passage just by yourself. Just read it by your heart, and then there is a beep sound, and after that the recording starts, and that's the time when you have to speak. As soon as you hear the beep sound, start speaking. Do not keep a small gap. Do not keep even a gap of 1 second or 0.5 second. Start speaking as soon as you hear the beep. That's the first gap. While talking, while speaking, while reading the sentence, in the middle, do not keep any gap. Do not pause in comma or do not pause in full stop. You have to take pause only while taking your breath, only while breathing. Pause only while breathing, and do not breathe at comma or full stop. Breathe somewhere in between the sentence, somewhere in the middle. And the third gap is at the end. As soon as you finish speaking, click next. In the examination, there is a next button at the bottom right corner. You have to press next, and when you press next, the computer will show you, do you want to go to the next question? Just press yes. If you keep a gap after you finish recording and before pressing the next button, if there's a gap of even 1 second, you lose point for fluency. Keep that in mind. So always keep your cursor near the next button. Don't put it on top of next button, because you might click the next button accidentally. And if you keep your cursor somewhere over here, then you have to search the cursor, you have to take it to the next button. It will take you 1 second, at least 1 second of time, and we don't want to waste even a second. So you have to press next as soon as you finish your recording, your speaking. That's the gap. Second thing is tone. We don't want ups and down in the tone while reading in read aloud. You have to speak in a flat tone. You have to speak in a flat tone, no ups and downs in the tone. And when there is a full stop, for example, here it says healthy and comfortable environment, and then there's full stop, and then it starts with however. So what you have to do is, you have to read it like safe, healthy, and comfortable environment, however these conditioned environments. You have to read like that. You have to read as if there was no full stop at all. You have to skip the full stop. If you read like this, safe, healthy, and comfortable environment, however there these conditioned environments demand, if you keep a down tone at the full stop, you'll lose your point for fluency. For example, safe, healthy, and comfortable environment. If you do that, safe, healthy, and comfortable environment, and then however this condition environment, there is a down tone when you say environment. See that down tone? We don't want that down tone. We want a flat tone. See, even if you pause while taking breath, you have to you still have to keep the flat tone, right? I'll show you what I mean when I do one of the questions. And the next thing that you have to be careful is about loudness and clearness. You have to be loud and clear while talking. If you speak very fast, then you are not clear. You lose points for pronunciation and fluency. If you speak very slow, you might be very clear, but you lose point for fluency. So you have to speak at your normal pace so that the computer will understand what you are saying. So if I have to say this, I have to say it like modern buildings have to achieve certain performance requirements, at least to satisfy those of building codes to provide a safe, healthy, and comfortable environment. However, these conditioned environments demand resources in energy and materials, which are both limited in supply to build and operate. Press next. I might do some mistake. Everyone does mistake. There is no problem with making mistakes. Um, Even if you do mistake, even if you make mistake while speaking, do not go back to rectify the mistake. Just keep continuing, keep going, and you will get good marks. Trust me, keep going. Do not go back to rectify your mistake. Keep going, and you will get good marks. And the other thing that I forgot to say is that if there are any words that ends with s, like codes, then you have to stress that s sound a little bit more. You have to give that sh sound. For example, don't say it like building codes to provide a safe, healthy, and comfortable environment. Say it like building codes to provide a safe, healthy, and comfortable environment. Keep a small gap after you say codes so that you can stress that sound. So for example, here performance requirements at least to satisfy. Don't say like that. Say it like performance requirements at least to satisfy. Performance requirements. Give it a little bit of stress for the S sound. Let's try one question. So that's all the things that you have to remember. You don't want to keep any gap in the middle at comma or fully stop. You have to start speaking as soon as you hear the beep sound, and you have to press next as soon as you finish the recording. All right, so that's the gap. And then you have to be in a flat tone. Do not give ups and downs in your tone. Do not stress any other word except the word that ends with S or ED. The word that ends with ed is simple, but the words that ends with s, you have to stress the sound. So you have to be really careful while speaking the word with s at the end. For example, job losses. Yeah, job losses. Give that sh sound. And be loud and clear. Do not try to speak very fast. If you speak very fast, the computer won't understand. It will you'll lose point for pronunciation. If you speak very slow, you lose point for fluency. If you speak very slow, if you have a problem of speaking very fast, then you might be able to make the word a bit longer. For example, if you have the habit of saying very fast. For example, new research shows that during the global financial crisis, workers who stayed in jobs did not reduce their working hour. If we speak like this, you have to slow down. And to help you with slowing down, what you can do is you can make the word sound a bit longer. For example, new research shows that during the global financial crisis, workers who stayed in jobs did not reduce their working hours. For like, if we say working hours, say it like working hours. If we say financial crisis, say it like financial crisis. Make the word sound a bit longer, slightly longer. Do not make it like financial crisis. Don't say like that. Just say like financial crisis. Okay? A bit longer. Don't say it like financial crisis. Instead of saying financial crisis or financial crisis, say it like financial crisis. Financial crisis. Just a bit longer. If you do that, then it will help you to reduce your speed. All right, I'll do one question. Let's see this one here. Okay, so you'll have 40 seconds to read the sentence. Always read the sentence. And if you encounter any word that you can't pronounce, that you think that you can pronounce, skip that word. Remember, skip that word. If countries can specialize in certain goods, they can benefit from economies of scale and lower average cost. This is especially true in the industry with high fixed costs or that require high level of investment. The benefits of economy of scale will ultimately lead to lower prices for consumers and greater efficiency for exporting firms. All right. I just read the sentence. If you encounter any word, it's better not to say the word than to say it wrong. Yeah, don't say it wrong. You can skip the word, but don't say it wrong. All right. If countries can specialize in certain goods, they can benefit from economies of scale and lower average cost. This is especially true in the industry with high fixed costs or that require a high level of investment. The benefits of economy of scale will ultimately lead to lower prices for consumers and greater efficiency for exporting firms. So in this software, there was a stop button. So I pressed the stop button as soon as I finished speaking. And look at my score. I got 80 in pronunciation, 90 out of 90 in fluency, 82 in content, and 19 in overall. So I got 90 out of 90 for read aloud. You'll get 6 questions, at least 5 to 6 questions in your examination from read aloud section. And if you are using this software, you can press this section here. It says your answer. If countries can specialize in certain goods, they can you can hear your recording and you can find out what your mistakes are. For example, you see here any word that is given in red color, that is the word that I mispronounced. So goods. So there are more chance that I didn't get good pronunciation for this word because it ends with s, and maybe I didn't stress the goods. Average. If you are getting red color in any of the words, that means you are saying it wrong. So what you have to do to fix your pronunciation is that you can click the word average. The computer will say it for you. Average. Or if that didn't work out, go to YouTube, press type how to pronounce this word, and then the computer the YouTube will pronounce it for you. There are small videos, 2 to 3 seconds videos in YouTube that will give you the right pronunciation. Looking at those videos, you can learn many things. And greater efficiency, greater efficiency, see, maybe I mispronounced those words. Firms. Maybe I didn't stress the s sound. Firms. That's why maybe I lost the point for pronunciation, but still say that's a good score, right? 80 in pronunciation, 82 in content. What's our target? We have to get at least 60% in content, 60% in pronunciation, and more than 80% in fluency. Then we can get a good score of more than 80 as a final score. All right, try it yourself. If you want the link for this